Hey everyone, in this video we'll just touch upon liver functions list, okay? And we'll see what are liver function tests related to those functions, okay? So first function is bile synthesis. We know that bile is synthesized in liver by hepatocytes, and then hepatocyte release that bile into the biliary tract, okay? Then bile is synthesized and released in the duodenum part, and further when it circulates through intestine it is back circulated or recycled to liver. So that circulation is enterohepatic circulation. If you want that video in detail, you can comment me in comment box. Okay, so bile synthesis. Bile is needed for digestion and absorption of fats, so this is one of the function. Now enterohepatic circulation can be tested using bilirubin. Okay, total bilirubin level and direct and indirect bilirubin to test the conjugated and unconjugated bile salts. Okay, vent and bug test can be done to evaluate the cause of jaundice or type of jaundice. Okay, next function is metabolic function. So liver play metabolic function which are very important for homeostasis of glucose, proteins, and fats, right? So the main function is glucose homeostasis. So it regulate the glucose level in blood. It basically store glucose. It store as glycogen. So glycogen synthesis occur in liver, and whenever glucose is needed in blood, glycogen is broken down, so glycogenolysis is being done. Okay, whenever glucose is needed, it can be formed from other sources like amino acid and fats. So gluconeogenesis is also function of liver. Okay, and to assess that function, glucose tolerance test can be done. Okay, then is site of protein synthesis. This is really important, that liver is site of protein synthesis. It synthesize clotting factors, it synthesize even the anticoagulants, antithrombin, protein C and protein S. It synthesize various proteins like albumin, which is the very most important protein, which is for to bind any fat soluble molecules. Okay, so whenever you see protein bound things, protein bound forms of anything, that is mostly albumin. Okay, then globulin, we have IgGs, immunoglobulin formation, from that hemoglobin formation. So these are the proteins which are synthesized by liver, and the same can be tested. For example, serum fibrinogen can be tested, prothrombin time can be tested, right? And serum albumin and albumin globulin ratio can be tested for liver functions. Then is hydrolysis of cholesterol. Now whenever we take fats, we digest and absorb fats, then ultimately cholesterol is formed, and from cholesterol various lipoproteins are synthesized. So that is done by liver. Okay, it store fat and it synthesize lipoproteins, all the lipoproteins you might have heard: HDL, LDL, VLDL. Okay, since liver store fat, so it also store fat soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. Okay, then these functions can be assessed using the same test. So serum cholesterol, serum triglyceride, serum HDL, LDL, low density lipoprotein, very low density lipoprotein. Okay, then next function is it detoxifying function. Liver is basically main organ which remove all the toxins from blood. That's why we have portal circulation. So blood from intestine is coming with nutrients and various toxins, and now the blood is basically circulated or transferred to liver. Now liver is very much important to basically filter the blood and return it to heart. Okay, so for example, if we have more protein intake, then urea is formed. Urea is excreted by liver. It basically by urea cycle. Okay, and it also form uric acid. Then various toxins is being excreted by liver, various drug metabolism based on liver functioning. So whenever we have liver insufficiency, the drug half life is going to increase, the metabolism is affected. So the same things we can be these can be tested. For example, serum ammonia will increase if liver insufficiency is there. Serum urea, it will not be excreted, so serum urea will be increased, right? Uric acid will be increased, and blood in urine, basically urea is less in urine, right? And for drugs, half life of drugs is going to increase. Then comes enzymatic functions. So liver also synthesize some enzymes which basically indicate the liver functioning, whether liver is damaged or not. So these are alkaline phosphatase, these are SGOT, SGPT, SGOT or AST enzyme, and SGPT or ALT enzyme. So L for liver. So S for skeletal muscle. So as AST or SGOT is more specific for skeletal muscle, ALT is specific to liver. And we have GGT, which is gamma glutamyl transpeptidases. So these are the enzymes which are found to be increased in liver insufficiency or damage. Then is immune function. Liver also has Kupffer cells, which are macrophages, so help in immune functions. Then is RBC synthesis. In fetus, liver play this role of RBC synthesis. You might have heard erythropoiesis occurring in liver in fetal life, right? Then is it synthesize some storage protein as well, like ferritin for iron, and ceruloplasmin for copper. Okay, so that's all about liver function test. If you broadly categorize this test just to remember, then there can be synthetic function of liver. So we test albumin, globulin, Ag ratio, prothrombin time, and various lipoproteins which are synthesized by liver. Then enzymes can be tested for to see the damage in liver, and various excretory function to check that the toxins, for example urea and bilirubin metabolism, can be tested using total bilirubin and direct and indirect bilirubin. Okay, so that's all about liver functions and respective test for that. Thank you so much for watching.